Good morning. Good morning, Applejacks. Not you can't save me and just curse me out. Honestly, I lost track of time because I was trying to get into a trade somewhere up in here. Good morning. How are you this morning? Ay, ay, ay. Um, what it do? Good morning, trenches. How are you this morning? Applejacks was correct. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, just so you guys know, I'm probably not going to be streaming on Monday, more than likely. Probably won't trade at all, to be honest with you. We will see. I'm not sure yet. Almost missed that. It's pointless. I'll have to break even too quickly. Good morning, Don't Saver. How are you this morning? Good morning. I did miss a few trades this morning. I believe one would have won, one would have not gotten filled, and then two. No, I missed three trades. One win, a loss, and a no fill, basically. What's on the watch list this morning? I only look at NQ. I don't look at anything else. This see for me. I don't have the patience to look at a bunch of stuff anymore. 53. What does that say? Oh. I was looking for us to bounce off of the resistance line, but we did not. We did not. But yeah, so far I've only taken this trade right here. This divergence trade. And it's it. Yeah, I told you before I used to trade all kinds of stuff, but not any longer. At one point I was trading like no lie, I was trading ES, gold, Nasdaq, and the Russell, I think all at one time. Pretty sure. And then I just had to stop 85. But at that time, I'm pretty sure back then I was just trading pullbacks. It was like pullbacks into a half trend. And I think there might have been like one thing I was looking for. And if it happened, I took the trade. And there was like a special reversal trade I used to take on 20 and 2. No, yes, 20 and 2 Rincos on gold around like 9 a.m. in the morning. And if it set up, it set up. If it didn't, it didn't. And that was that. It's not what I was looking for. Then at one point, I was trading Rincos and only trading divergence, which was cool though because I had an indicator for it. It was very easy to trade. And I used to do a scalper and a runner. I believe my scalp wasn't really that much of a scalp, but kinda. Um, it was like maybe 10 points or something like that. But then my runner was kind of automatic because basically, like, let's say I got into divergence here, the runner would just get out as soon as there was a reversal bar. So it was it was automated as far as I use the ATM to automatically get me out whenever the bar would reverse. And that was that. It was very simple. But I used very small Rinko charts back then. Like on Nasdaq, I probably used. Do I use it? I don't think I was crazy enough to use a 10 tick chart. I don't remember though. It was so long ago. Good morning, Amelia. How are you this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Oh, see you, Applejacks. Not don't save her, but save me. Don't save her said, nah, good luck. Oh, we. All right, let's see. It's not that hard. 73. Team. I am possibly looking for the sell. Maybe if it happens. Not yet. Oh, I don't like that bounce. That's gonna lose. Maybe. Maybe not. That was a crazy initial bounce. It literally came one tick from stopping me out. 36. Two ticks from stopping me out, actually. Jeez Louise. I don't really. I still didn't really like that trade much. Because I really only won this trade because I got a better fill. If I would have gotten filled where I should have gotten filled, I wouldn't have won that trade. And I actually was already questioning this anyway. Because I don't think I think based on the volume, I really needed this. The Delta was great. But I think I actually needed, because of the volume, I needed the sellers to be in control and not buyers. There was a lot of volume in that candle, which would have more so sufficed for the sellers to be in control, not the buyers. If there was less volume in that candle, then a trap would have made sense. But a trap doesn't make sense in that scenario. So I'm going to switch that a little bit. Yeah, I think I'll switch that. But it worked out. So hopefully we can stay green. Hopefully. I need to look for something real quick. I'm writing a note to myself. Right now, I'm not a fan with how much volume's in this candle. I should put a. Hold on. The zigzags are gonna mess up for you guys for a couple swings, but it'll be alright. Hopefully this don't slow my computer down though. Oh yeah, Apex is 80% off. I forgot. First of all, I really hate how Apex sends out sales notices in like after market open. What the fuck is wrong with you people? I didn't even know. I don't check my emails. I just so happened to look at somebody's stream and I was like, oh, it's 80% off. Great. What time did they send the message? 9:21 a.m. Who does that? What is wrong with y'all? Anyway, that's the end of my rant. Uh-oh. Then I look like an incompetent affiliate because y'all want to send it while I'm trading. Thanks a lot, people. All right. 5-7. I don't really like the price action in here right now. This would have been fine if, oh, you guys can't see now, but these two swings, the swing down and the swing up, were equal volume, so I couldn't take this buy right there. Don't crash out. I just really, if I had to say anything about how terrible they can be, it's mainly communication. Like, I don't know who's in charge of the communication department, but they should be fired. They should. Um, like, they recently decided to come up with a inactivity rule, which I have no problem with. I have no problem with, even though I am somebody who sat on my PA for well over 6 months after I got my first one. I mean, even the ones that I have right now, I've been sitting on them, right? And one of which I passed like in January, and I still have not traded on it, right? And I get it because they pay, fees on accounts and people let them lie dormant, but they didn't have an inactivity rule, so who cares, right? So they decide that they're going to update the FAQ, which is fine. That's cute. But updating the FAQ to talk about an inactivity rule, who the fuck? Nobody just goes to the FAQ just because, you know what I mean? So who would even freaking know? Why not send out an email to everyone? Hey, everyone, just a quick update. We have decided to implement an inactivity rule. We have found that blah, blah, blah. You ain't even got to say why. Because guess what? So many other companies if you don't take a trade in a week, your account is gone. So it's fine, right? However, it's not when you don't communicate. And so they just updated the FAQ like 2 days ago. Now it's a 6-month inactivity rule. Again, I'm fine with it. But the reason we even know that it came about is because I wouldn't say a bunch of people, a few people, because when you think about it, who just lets accounts stay dormant for more than 6 months? Not very many people, right? People are trading their accounts. So a few people have gone into a couple of people's streams and a couple of people's discords back around, I would say April 30th or so, to basically talk about how their accounts just completely disappeared. They reached out to support. Support's not saying anything. And that ended up being the reason why. Because they had accounts that were laying dormant for so long. But the thing is, Apex is giving them their accounts back. No need to worry. But it's just a simple fact that, like, say something. Just say something. That's all. That's all. All we ask is that you say something. I might have missed that. Hopefully it doesn't lose. Y'all know how I feel about trading off of levels. Don't like it. Don't. Come on, push. Jeez. But yeah, just say something. That's all we ask. And they still haven't sent out an email. And I don't like how when they don't want support to answer people, support literally just ignores people. Just send out a message and say, hey, it's something that we're working on. We'll get in touch with you soon. Just don't understand. I just don't understand. Their communication is so horrific. And I just don't get it. I don't. All right. Perfect. Oh, I clicked in late because I had to check my cheat sheet first, but I wouldn't have gotten filled until that bar anyway, so works out. Works out. Oh, that's like one tick too late. I don't know. This is a trap. I don't know how I feel about it being a trap, but we're going to stick to it. Because the rule says to. However, I have to break even a little early because I'm in one tick late, I think. Oh, jeez. I don't like how there's so much indecision here. But it was a trap, so it's kind of not surprising. I want to break even so bad, but I'm such a mechanical trader. I'm not gonna break even because the rules doesn't say to. It'll just have to be something I adjust later. Oh my god. What are we doing here? Lose or win. Do something already. If it goes back up there, I'm breaking even. I don't. This is why I don't trade off of discretion and I trade mechanical. Look at that. I broke even, and as soon as I broke even, it breaks through. How long? So, don't savor. I literally stay in trades if it hits the take profit, hits the break even, hits the stop loss. I don't break even manually for that reason. Unless, like, if I look back down in my cheat sheet, I'm like, oh, I analyzed it wrong. My rules say to stay, that I'm not supposed to be in. Then I will manually break even because I'm not supposed to be in the trade. But I was supposed to be in that trade. I was. The only rule I had for this trade in particular is that at this level, as long as the buyers were not in control in the wick, that's the only rule I had. As long as the buyers were not in control in the wick, I stay in the trade. And you can see the sellers were in control in the body. But the going back and forth just made me feel like, oh, maybe I have it wrong. No, I have a stop loss. It's not even about being anxious. It's more so like I know my strategy is not all the way there. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, if I see it dancing around, sometimes I'll just get out 38. But I didn't need to. Didn't need to at all. Did not need to at all. All right, that's not right. Especially like when right now, I don't really like trading off of levels because that's the thing that I'm having to adjust the most, I would say. Um, but yeah, that was a perfect trade. Especially so because of the way I'm trading with volume and order flow, most of my trades are going to be momentum trades where I'm in and out, boom, boom, boom. Um, but I know that like when we rotate like this over this, even though that's a support level, it's a buy rotation level. When you look, they are drawn automatically off of the last lower high in an uptrend and the last higher low in a downtrend. So that's why there can be some level of playing around the level, I guess you could say, because it is technically from a lower high, right? But aside from that, I didn't need to get out of the trade. I just was annoyed with how it was dancing around, that's all. That's it, that's all. But yeah, this is why I just let trades do what they do. If it loses, it's always something I can go back and, see if an adjustment needs to be made. And I'm just so used to, did I? Oh, I did. I'm just so used to my trades being so quick. But when they dance like that, we know like key. All right, just change that. What is those people's? Excuse me. Damn. Yeah, see, that probably actually is one of the longest trades I've been in months. Like months. So these were the trades that I took this morning before I got well, no, all of them were on the stream. But you can see 6 seconds, all of these were TPs, 6, 13, 13. Even the 13s are kind of slow. For me at least, but also because I'm now on the 24 tick chart versus the 16 tick chart, and now that volatility has slowed down. But either way, I don't know the last time I was in a trade. I don't think I've ever, since I've been scalping, I don't think I've ever been in a trade for 2 minutes at all. So I'm like, oh, something's wrong here, but it's all good. It's all good. Trade. All right, I had to write a note for myself on that trade. Where did you get your mentorship from? Nobody, myself. I've only taken a few courses. I've taken my very first course I took back in 2014. I've taken a course from Major League Trading back when Jack, I forget his last name, but Jack was part of that group. He's not anymore. Then I also took a course, I believe, from Aerial FX, or maybe it was just an indicator. It could have just been an indicator. It was probably just an indicator. I'm not sure. I also was like in another group where, like we traded with the guy who, kind of gave us signals. He didn't really teach very much though. Trying to think. I also took Ian Dunlap's course, which he is on Earn Your Leisure, but I took his course like before he was famous. Everything else is pretty much screen time. And to be honest with you, I learned way more via screen time than I ever did in any course. The only course I would say was worth it was probably Aerial FX, if they had a course. My memory is really bad. Major League Trading's course was pretty good as well. However, the course that I took was mainly for Nadex, for binary options. And they basically, I wouldn't even say it was a good course, but it was mainly just like teaching you different setups that worked really well. And I believe we traded on Nasdaq. I'm almost certain. But there were specific trades, like I remember the charge trade. There was one called the butterfly that happened at a certain time of day. So that was worth it. I would say those two were worth it. The other ones were kind of not. But my biggest thing has been like, so when I first came to YouTube in like December of 23, that was when I was like, all right, we're going to figure out how to scalp with Rinkos. That was like my main objective because again, like the way I used to trade with Rinkos, I would say last time I traded with Rinkos when I was doing the divergence with a scalper and a runner, I wasn't on the charts all day. But when I traded time-based candles, I was. Um, but like probably a month in is when I discovered 104. When I discovered oh Jesus. A month in is when I discovered volume. I never traded with volume before. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out if I'm getting into this trade or not, which I am not because I didn't see there wasn't enough volume there. But anyway, so yeah, I discovered volume. Never traded with that before. And then at one point I started, I think I came across Umar Ashraf's video about order flow and I was like, huh, that seems pretty interesting. But at the time, I didn't really want to use footprint charts. I remember the very first time I loaded footprint charts on my chart, I was like, oh, information overload. No. I just saw those numbers and I was like, F that. So I found this indicator from, it's a company, I think it's called TC, it was called TC Profiler or something. So with that, it showed you where the point of control was in the candle. It also would draw a profile, but you couldn't see like all the numbers and stuff. And so for me, it was like, okay, the only thing I care about is where the point of control is. So I traded that way for a few months, was trying to, I basically used forward testing what I see on a daily basis to try to formulate rules for it. But it just like over time, it became so complicated and I could not figure out something that worked. So then I got rid of that, went back to trading volume, I'm pretty sure. And it was like every single time I made a major adjustment, I would trade for a couple months, gather all this data over time. And I'm like, no, something's still not right. At one point, I was trading volume and order flow together, actually 2 different times, but I wasn't trading it correctly. But when you come into something with no knowledge, all you have is screen time that will teach you stuff and it takes time, right? And for me, I was willing to. I mean, for me, so I was a nurse for 10 years before I stopped working as a nurse. And it's like, okay, well, I had to go to school for 16 years because I do count first grade through 12th, right? I didn't go to kindergarten, but I count that because I had to do that first before I got my 4-year degree. So if I went to school for 16 years for a career that I don't like after 10 years, I'm willing to put in the work. I thought it was only going to take me about a year, but it's been about a year and a half. But for me, if it takes me a year and a half to find a strategy that works for me, works for my personality, works for the candles that I want to use and things like that, the time that I want to put into trading on a daily basis, it's worth it because I'm developing a lifelong skill that no one can take away from me, right? And so over time, I just kind of, hey, I noticed different patterns. Oh, wait, I need to compare my entry bar to this, or hey, that doesn't work so well. Like all this time, I knew that, yo, if I take a buy at a resistance level, it should work. Like we always learn, resistance becomes support, support becomes resistance. But I noticed that my trades would act so differently when I would take those trades. So it wasn't until literally at the end of last week, I think, or maybe the middle of last week that I was like, I think I need to go back and look at all the trades that I took at levels and actually separate them. Have one analysis sheet where we took a buy at support and have another analysis sheet where we're taking buys at resistance and look at the difference in the volume and order flow combination patterns because there's probably a difference, and there is. And I would have never known. I didn't pay attention. Would have never known. But like I said, it just takes time. 104, 106. All right, so I'm glad I didn't take this. I would normally take this, but the reason why I didn't take this buy here, if you look, so we have 1,000 volume in this swing versus 295. Great, buyers are in control. However, if you look, there was 2.2K volume in the swing down. So even though there was more buyers than that swing, there's not more buyers than the sellers that pushed down. And that's the reason why I didn't take that trade. Fuck the market. Oh God. Meeting was quick. Nice. Well, you missed me being stupid. Oh wait, shit. You missed me being a little unintelligent. I forgot. We have to be nice to ourselves. Not really though. So I took a trade right here, right? And I manually broke even because Applejacks, I was in this trade for 1 minute and 58 seconds. I just showed the screenshot of it. And you know, I'm never in trades for that long. So because we were rotating over this level, I'm like, okay, maybe my rules for the level rotation are a little bit wrong. I don't know. Who knows? So I ended up getting out of the trade, and literally as soon as it hit my break even, it came down and almost stopped me out a couple times. And as soon as it hit my break even, it pushed right on through. Because why would it do that? Yeah. But like I said earlier, I don't know the last time I was in a trade for that long. That is a very long time for me, and we all know it. So I was just like, okay, maybe the rules are just wrong for it, and we'll just go back to the drawing board. Didn't need to. Didn't need to at all. 199, 198. Yes. But I had good reason. That was a long time to be in that trade. Oh, you better not push through there. Okay. I literally only didn't take this trade because the resistance is here. I would have to break even there. I thought it was going to break through, baby. I was going to be so mad. But it would have just been a break even. It's no point. Like, literally, there was only like 4 ticks of room. There is no point in taking that. It would have came a tick from stopping me out, though, first. But another thing that I'm hoping is once I once I feel like my strategy is finalized, I'm actually hoping that eventually I don't have to break even at levels because technically speaking, if the volume and the order flow, mainly the order flow, because I'm trading like with the aggressive buyers and sellers in the market, hopefully eventually I don't have to break even at levels anymore. Even if it's something like buying into a resistance level, I should not have to. That's the goal. But I don't know when we'll get there. But that is the goal, just so you guys know. Because, yeah, it might come down. It almost stopped me out here. You know, would have hit the break even here. But then you see, we ended up pushing through. Like, from the resistance level alone, we've pushed like 9 points through it. So, realistically speaking, I should be able to trade that. 92. but we'll see. Oh, I can't tell. 411. Oh, it's 3. All right. Wait, what? Oh, we do have crude oil today. Why is it not that thing not showing on my chart is really irritating. If I didn't have financial juice up, I would have forgot all about it. I was definitely looking to sell there too. But I'll wait until 9:32. I think for low impact news, really low, medium, or high, I think it's all just going to be 2 minutes before and after. Usually with low impact, I restart 1 minute after, but I think I need to wait 2 still. It was like 1 minute before crude oil inventories. What? Oh, I need to call I need to call the bank because I tried to open up another account and it usually takes only a day to open one and they um I need them to do that. Open my damn account. All right, we got 1 more minute. Oh, that was a lot of volume in that candle. The candle had like 1700 volume in it. We are at the overnight low. So when I think about like lows and highs like this, I almost think about it like my major support and resistance level where this is the range and it sometimes will have trouble breaking through. And sometimes you don't think about it that way because it's like, oh, it's the overnight low. We should be using it as support. Like, yeah, we might, but we have to push through it first. So it first acts like resistance where it doesn't really want to push back into that zone. And then we have to see if it actually will. I'm not interested in the sale anymore. Right now, I don't take any trades at an opposite level if there's more volume. You can see 4.4 versus 2.9, and we're trying to sell at the overnight low. So I haven't even looked into that at the moment. So I'm not gonna take the trade. I'm just looking really for the pullback right now. I wonder how much we're going to dance around here. You got the overnight low, the middle VWAP, which, you know, is can be a pretty strong level depending. And then we also have a resistance level here. So I'm just wondering, yeah. When you look at the time-based chart, look at how we've kind of been just kind of in this area like this. We tried for a few candles to push through. We finally did. We hit the top of the range and we just hit the top again. And now we're pushing down. So yeah, we could dance around here for a little minute. Oh, actually, let me do this. I just don't want to. Oh, wrong one. What? Got 10 minutes left before I'm done trading. I actually dance around here a little too long to where I won't be able to get any more trades in. What was my last trade? 909. Damn, do I need to just trade the first 45 minutes and keep it moving with my life? My goodness. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Oh man, the ATR is so low now. Market, what are you going to do? This is the only thing that sucks when, I mean, it's good to trade with levels on your chart because otherwise you'll be like, what the hell? Why is the market just stalling here? But I just hate when I see levels so close together because I pretty much know it's going to do this. Especially when a resistance and a support level are close to each other. Oh, goodness gracious. But even if that was my last trade, today was not a bad day at all. I'm actually almost back to full drawdown, which would mean that I'm back green for the week. Because I can't remember how much I lost on Monday. I'm pretty sure it was like maybe 420 something. Let's see. All right, we're starting to try to push through. What was it, the 5th? Yeah. Yeah, I lost 430 on Monday. And then yesterday was a gain of 235. So yeah, I'm back green for the week. That's if I don't end up taking another trade, because the next trade could lose if I do take another trade. But I don't know. The way we're looking, it doesn't look like I'll be taking another one. This is what I'm looking at right now. It's a lot of really kind of indecision, to be honest. There's 1200 volume in the candle. The sellers are trying to push through. There's 2 different points of imbalance, and it's still having a hard time closing the bar. It's probably going to close now, but that was a lot. The buyers were really trying to hold that level and push. Mm. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get another trade. I was trying to look for the sale here, but we have equal volume, so there is a this price action. This is the price action swing pro, and there is an oscillator that comes with it where I would be able to see like which of these swings actually was more, but I don't feel like adding that to my chart. So for me, if I see 1.1 and 1.1, it's the same thing, and it equals indecision, and I don't want to trade it. We just leave it there. Why isn't this? Uh, right. Well, that's that. I literally said we were probably going to just sit at those levels, and we did. I'm going to show you guys the accounts and get out of here. I can't believe it. Well, I can't believe it, but dang, I actually wanted to take another trade. All right, so for today, I took 4 trades. 3 were winners. 1 was a manual break even. Just because I was in the trade for 2 damn minutes, and that's too damn long for me. But the trade ended up winning, so I actually could have been up. What is it? It's 130 times 4, 520. Would have been a very nice day. But like I said, I'm back green on the account overall, which is nice. And then I'm almost back to the highest point in the account. Well, the highest point in the account based on the end of day drawdown, because I'm almost back to 2,000, which is also nice. So hopefully I can keep the streak going. Monday was horrible, but yesterday and today wasn't too bad. Remember, we do have FOMC coming up this afternoon. If you are continuing to trade, too much movement in the market based off trade and tariff talks every day. Only good movement be when the market closed. Yeah, I have noticed that some people have been talking about how trading like around power hour has been a lot better. Like there's been a lot better movement in the afternoon session, which is crazy, but I ain't coming back to the charts. But even when I was looking yesterday, like after I journaled, after I made the few adjustments, because you guys know, like I took a trade towards the end that lost because I was, selling at support and things like that. So after I made the few adjustments that I made and I looked back at all of the trades from yesterday, first of all, there weren't as many setups. Like normally, if I write down every single trade where like it's a sell and the delta is negative, or it's a buy and the delta is positive, and I write down every single setup in the entire session, there's usually like maybe around 80 to 100 trades between all of the, divergence and pullback setups. But yesterday there was only like 40. So I was actually happy to see that, like, at least I got some setups, some trades in, but there wouldn't have been very many, even with the adjustments that I made, wouldn't have been very many setups yesterday at all. And that's fine. It kind of makes me want to drop down from the 24 tick chart. But at the same time, I kind of like, hey, $130 on the win. Let's keep it moving. So it's like, if I could just do that, if I can be positive 2 to 3 trades a day, works for me. But I know that that's going to be like pulling teeth sometimes, especially like Trenches just said, with there being so much indecision, and it's almost like the market does not move unless news happens at the moment. Whether it's spur of the moment news or scheduled news, it's like the market's not really doing very much. But the goal is to be plus 2 or 3, and we'll see. Yeah, not a bad day at all. Good morning, Timbo. How are you this morning? So yeah, that's it for me, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 8:45 Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.